Hello everyone, and tonight we're stepping into one of the most persistent and long-running debates surrounding Jennifer Lopez's entire career, a debate that refuses to disappear even after decades of success, reinvention, and global visibility, because it touches something deeper than music, film, or celebrity gossip. It asks a question that keeps resurfacing in interviews, online discussions, and entertainment analysis pieces. How much of Jennifer Lopez's success is artistic talent, and how much of it is the result of branding, timing, and the construction of one of the most controlled celebrity images in modern entertainment history? This question became especially active again in the wake of her recent projects connected to This Is Me. Now, where audiences once again split into sharply opposing interpretations of her creative identity. To understand why this debate exists at all, you have to go back to the foundation of Jennifer Lopez's rise, because unlike many modern stars who grow through viral moments or digital platforms, Lopez built her career during a period when entertainment success required full domination of multiple industries at once. She started as a dancer, transitioned into acting, and then broke into music at a time when crossing between those fields was extremely difficult to sustain. Her early success in films like Selena established her credibility as an actress, while her transition into music turned her into one of the first truly global Latin crossover pop stars in mainstream American entertainment. That combination alone already placed her in a rare category of performers who operate simultaneously as musicians, actors, and cultural symbols rather than being defined by a single discipline. But as her fame expanded, something else developed alongside it. A meticulously maintained public identity that became almost inseparable from her actual work. Jennifer Lopez did not just become famous for songs or films, she became famous for being Jennifer Lopez, a highly recognizable symbol of glamour, discipline, beauty, ambition, and commercial success. Over time, that brand became so strong that it began to overshadow the individual components of her career. Many casual observers could immediately recognize her face, her style, her presence, and her public persona, even if they could not name specific recent projects or fully describe her artistic evolution. This is where the modern internet era complicates everything. Today's audiences are no longer passive consumers of celebrity branding. They actively deconstruct it. Social media platforms encourage users to question authenticity, compare past interviews with current behavior, and analyze emotional expression frame by frame. Within that environment, Jennifer Lopez's highly polished image becomes a focal point for interpretation. Some viewers see it as the result of extraordinary professionalism and discipline, a person who understands how to present herself consistently in an unpredictable industry. Others see it as evidence of emotional distance, suggesting that long-term image control can create a barrier between celebrity and audience. This tension became especially visible during the reception of This Is Me. Now, where Lopez attempted to merge personal storytelling with large-scale visual production in a way that few mainstream artists still attempt. The project was not just music, it was a full narrative universe involving film, choreography, romantic symbolism, documentary elements, and explicit connections to her personal history with Ben Affleck. In earlier entertainment eras, such a project might have been received as bold and visionary. But in today's cultural climate, audiences often respond differently to highly constructed emotional storytelling. Instead of simply engaging with the narrative, many viewers began analyzing the intention behind it, questioning whether the emotional framing felt authentic or overly manufactured. As a result, discussions about Jennifer Lopez's talent versus image debate resurfaced in full force. Critics argued that her greatest skill may not be a single artistic discipline, but rather her ability to maintain relevance across decades through constant reinvention of her public identity. Supporters countered that this interpretation itself underestimates the level of skill required to sustain such longevity in one of the most volatile industries in the world. They point out that very few entertainers can successfully transition between film, music, business ventures, and global branding while still maintaining cultural visibility after 25 years. Even fewer manage to do so while facing constant public scrutiny and evolving industry standards. At the same time, Jennifer Lopez's acting career added another layer to this debate, especially following the critical reception of Hustlers, which temporarily shifted her image from commercial celebrity icon to serious dramatic performer in the eyes of many critics. That moment created an unusual contrast. On one side, a performer widely recognized for her glamorous global brand, and on the other, a performer capable of delivering grounded, emotionally complex performances in critically respected films. The existence of both identities within the same career makes it difficult for audiences to place her neatly into any single category, which in turn fuels ongoing debate about how to evaluate her legacy. Another important factor often overlooked in these discussions is how Jennifer Lopez's career challenges traditional definitions of artistic authenticity. In many areas of modern entertainment, authenticity is associated with minimal production, visible imperfection, and emotionally unfiltered expression. Jennifer Lopez, however, operates in a space where performance is inherently stylized, choreographed, and visually engineered. Her artistry has always involved construction rather than spontaneity, whether through dance routines, music videos, live shows, or cinematic presentation. That structural difference creates a philosophical divide between audiences who value raw emotional exposure and those who appreciate highly crafted entertainment experiences. Over time, this has turned Jennifer Lopez into something larger than a typical entertainer. She has become a case study in how celebrity identity evolves when sustained across multiple decades, media systems, and cultural shifts. Every new project becomes less about isolated artistic output and more about how it fits into the larger narrative of her existence as a public figure. Even her most recent work is rarely interpreted independently. Instead, it is measured against her entire history as a performer, celebrity, and cultural icon. And maybe that is the most important point of all. Jennifer Lopez is no longer simply evaluated like a normal artist whose success rises and falls with each release. She is evaluated as a long-term cultural structure, a figure whose identity has been built, maintained, challenged, and reinterpreted across multiple generations of media consumption. Whether people admire her discipline or question her image control, whether they see her as underrated or overexposed, they continue engaging with her career in a way that very few entertainers ever achieve. So when people ask whether Jennifer Lopez is defined more by talent or by branding, the answer is not actually a simple either-or conclusion. The more accurate interpretation may be that her entire career exists precisely because those two forces became inseparable. And as long as audiences continue debating that balance, Jennifer Lopez will remain exactly where she has been for decades, at the center of a cultural conversation that refuses to move on from her. Thanks for watching, and before you go, think about this: is Jennifer Lopez's greatest achievement her artistic work itself, or the fact that she managed to turn her entire life into one of the most enduring celebrity brands in modern entertainment history?